Hi, I'm Liz, and this is episode 1 of Unwind Managing Work Anxiety in a Burnout Era. Today, we're starting with a simple but surprisingly complex question. What is work anxiety, really? You might think of it as that sink in feeling you get before a meeting, or the way your heart races when your boss sends a message that just says, "Can we talk?" But there's much more happening beneath the surface. To truly understand work anxiety, we need to look at how your brain, your nervous system, and your emotional patterns interact with the pressures of modern work. And we'll start with your brain. The human brain evolved for survival, not Slack notifications or 9 to 5 jobs. Deep in your brainstem lies the amygdala, an almond shaped cluster responsible for detecting threats and activating your fight or flight response. In a prehistoric setting, that might mean running from a wild animal. But today, it could mean your body reacts the same way to a PowerPoint presentation. Let that sink in for a moment. The problem is, most modern work situations aren't actual threats to our safety, but our nervous systems haven't caught up. When you receive an overwhelming email or experience tension with a colleague, your amygdala still sounds the alarm. Your heart rate goes up. Your muscles tense. You feel restless, distracted, or even frozen. This is called acute stress, and it's perfectly normal in short bursts. But when it becomes chronic, meaning your body stays in that alarmed state for hours or days, it begins to affect your health. Your sleep suffers. Your immune system weakens. Your ability to focus and make decisions declines. This is where anxiety develops. And when this anxiety is consistently tied to work related contexts, it becomes work anxiety. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, anxiety disorders are the most common mental illness in the U.S., affecting over 40 million adults. And research from the World Health Organization shows that work related stress is a leading contributor. But what causes this? One answer is expectation overload. Modern workplaces often demand constant availability, emails after hours, notifications during lunch, virtual meetings without boundaries. The line between professional and personal space has blurred, especially with remote and hybrid work models. Another key factor? Lack of control. Numerous psychological studies, including work by APA researchers, show that perceived control is one of the biggest determinants of how much stress we feel. If you feel like you can't influence your schedule, your deadlines, or your workload, anxiety increases. And then there's toxic work culture. If you've ever worked in an environment where fear, micromanagement, or unrealistic expectations are the norm, your nervous system has likely been in a prolonged state of alert. All of these things add up. But here's the important part. You are not weak for feeling this way. Anxiety is a signal, not a flaw. It's your body's way of telling you that something feels unsafe, unmanageable, or misaligned with your needs. So, what can you do? Step 1 is awareness. Learning to identify the early signs of work anxiety can help you intervene before it escalates. These signs may include trouble sleeping the night before work, difficulty concentrating, physical tension, especially in your shoulders or jaw, feeling irritable or emotionally drained after meetings, avoidance behaviors like procrastinating emails. Once you can name what you're feeling, you can begin to address it. In upcoming episodes, we'll talk about tools like breath work, journaling, and CBT techniques. But for now, simply notice. Notice how your body feels right now. Is your jaw clenched? Are your shoulders tight? Are you holding your breath? Take a moment and inhale deeply through your nose. Hold it. Now exhale slowly through your mouth. That's the first step. Understanding that anxiety is a pattern, not a permanent state, and that you have the power to shift it gently and with time. Before we close, a quick note. This podcast is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment, but it is based on trusted sources, including the American Psychological Association, APA, the World Health Organization, WHO, the National Institute of Mental Health, NIMH, and peer reviewed research in neuroscience and clinical psychology. I'm here to guide you through this one episode at a time. In the next episode, we'll explore practical, science backed tools that can help lower your daily stress, even in the middle of a busy workday. Until then, take a breath, take a break, and be kind to yourself. You're doing better than you think. I'm Liz, and this is Unwind.